Oh, we're in it.
Yeah.
Your ears out and your eyes out, Pod Watcher.
Take your
We're
eyes
here.
out.
Take your eyes out.
Mr. Potato.
I always when I at the end of the night when I take my contacts out, I always say like, I'm gonna put my eyes out. You know?
Yeah.
I always say. I think that's fun to say.
I hate that I have to do that in the morning. That's actually the more annoying thing.
Do you ever do that thing where you do the like if you're going to put your contacts in, your brain is on autopilot and you just squeeze your bare eye because you're doing the motions of taking them out instead?
I've
ever done that?
I've definitely thought there was a contact in my eye and tried to take it out, and it like pinched like the skin there.
Yeah. This isn't an editing error. We just started talking about this at the top of the
No,
episode.
yeah.
Brian,
Yeah,
say hello.
that's true. Hello. Welcome to Pod Watcher, the official podcast of Watcher Entertainment. I'm Ryan Bergara.
I'm Shane Madej.
I'm Stephen Lim.
Hi.
And this is a show where clearly this is a show where we chat about whatever's on our minds every week. And I guess that was Shane talking about contact lenses. Updates, some housekeeping up top. As we've been saying for the past couple of weeks, we are on tour for Ghost Files Live. You could get those tickets at ghostfileslive.com. You get to see an episode of Ghost Files Season 3 early before everybody else. And then Shane and I will come out on stage, answer your guys' questions. And we have some fun little experiences planned for you guys on stage.
We're hitting the road in a few mere days.
That's right.
With Matt in tow.
We don't know if there's tickets left for Denver, but if there is, go ahead and check over on ghostfileslive.com. And maybe you'll see us then. And if not, there's 17 other cities that we're going to.
Go to them all.
You go to every show.
Do you think there's anyone who does them all like when they follow fish around?
Like a completionist?
Yeah.
Doing the exact same route we are?
Yes.
I'm going to answer that with a probably no.
Probably
Yeah,
not.
Not even Matt's going to all of them.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, if you're watching this episode, before the next episode, we'll be in Denver, Salt Lake City, SLC.
Yeah.
Santa Fe. And then Phoenix.
I've never spent much time in Salt Lake City. I'm excited to visit there.
Well, you're not going to spend much time
for a few hours.
Yeah, and then Los Angeles after that.
That's right. Ghostfileslive.com for tickets and info.
Ah, fuck! I just lost a
love it.
sneeze.
Oh,
I was trying so hard to sneeze just then.
Is that why your nose is all red?
I don't know. Oh,
were you staring at the light?
yeah, I was trying to. I have a chew.
What?
A chew.
What's a chew?
That's the condition where you look up into the sky and you sneeze. Oh, not every time, but if you are on the verge of sneezing, you can look up into the sky.
Oh, yeah.
Photic sneezing, I think it's called.
I've tried that because I've had a sneeze that was trapped, and I thought maybe let's get this out by doing that stupid thing where I look at the light, and it just
Doesn't
makes
work
me
for you?
look more dumb.
Oh, it
Now I have
usually
like
works
a
for
weird
me.
look on my face, and I'm like looking up.
I forgot what it
this.
stands for. It's a funny. Oh,
A
yeah.
chew
What
is
is it?
funny. Yeah.
What's a chew stand for? I hate it when Matt does monster voice. It haunts me.
Autosomal dominant compelling heliophthalmic outburst.
Okay, they reverse engineered that
Yeah, that's
to be a chew, which I respect,
Achoo.
but it's a
little sweaty, as they say.
Does that apply there? I don't think that applies there.
Yeah, when they're working too hard to make it work, you know. Get the fuck out of here! It is sweaty.
That's more a gaming term. I feel
Yeah,
like.
that's what I
No.
hear.
That's very different. No. No.
Reachy.
No, it's when you
They're reaching.
It's also used a lot in the world of film criticism. When something's like, you could tell the writers, they're working really hard to like make something seem like it works. And you're just like, nah, I can see the work you're putting into this. You've never heard that?
No, I don't think anyone's really heard that.
No,
I mean, I could see it being shoehorned like
People
you're
say
attempting to do right now.
People say that.
I'm a movie guy.
Never
I consider
heard.
myself a movie guy.
Never heard that either.
I mean, you guys aren't listening to the pods like I am, okay? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
I'm a podman. I'm out here listening
Hey,
to
man,
the pods.
I'm just saying
I'm
everyone
not going to
hears.
Google it out of respect.
Yeah, everyone hears that term gaming.
Yeah.
Everyone's heard the sweats are out or it's sweaty. But
Yes. It's almost as if words can have different meanings sometimes. Yeah. Isn't that weird?
it's also weird that you seem to be the only one that thinks that has that meaning.
I'm being gaslit again.
Hey, I'm on your side, Shane.
Can we?
I'm here with you.
I want a soundbite of me saying that because it happens a lot on here
not
where
true.
you guys who
not
are
true.
just not tapped in to the fucking world tell me that I'm crazy.
You are crazy.
I'm not crazy.
I think there are probably. I can grant you that there are people who use that term for that.
They probably
might have
are.
coined it.
They are.
They might have coined it, and
It's a common term in the world of film, online film people.
Look, I know one of the reasons I get so many spam calls and texts is because big companies, they can't keep our data safe. Recently, AT&T revealed that nearly all their customers' calls and text records had been exposed in a massive data breach. And it hasn't even been a few months since they admitted over 70 million of their users' social security numbers that ended up on the dark web.
Now, the stolen logs also contain a record of every number AT&T customers called or texted. So even if you don't use AT&T, if someone who texted you did, then your number has been exposed. What can we do to protect ourselves? Well, for me, I use Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura alerts me when my data has been part of a data breach or leaked on the dark web. It gives me fast fraud alerts if anyone tries to use that data to access my credit or bank accounts, and it removes my information from data broker websites, so I get less spam. That's nice.
That's great.
That's nice for me, personally.
I also get things like transaction monitoring, a VPN, antivirus, a password manager, parental controls for Theo and Ruth, and identity theft insurance. I get this all in one app at one affordable price. I can also get their call assistant that will pick up unknown calls on my behalf to screen them for spam or scams. It forwards legitimate calls to me, so I don't miss appointments, deliveries, and emergencies.
And it protects me from harmful text messages by filtering out known spam numbers and scanning links in the message for phishing threats.
Take that.
You see, if my info was compromised in the AT&T data breach, I would not worry because Aura is always on, always doing the hard work of keeping me safe.
That's right. That's right. I'm not leaving myself and my family vulnerable to data breaches. And if you don't want to either, you can go to aura.com/watcher and try your first 2 weeks for free. Also linked below in the description. That's aura.com/watcher. Did anybody feel that earthquake last night?
I didn't feel it. I was at the Dodger game.
Matt, you were live.
I was live on Twitch. That's right. Twitch.tv/Maddie is talking.
Yeah. What were you doing?
I was watching Match Game.
What the hell is Match Game?
It's I do a game show stream where I watch game shows.
That's fun.
Free plug. I'm getting it in there.
It's a game show game of you watching game shows? Are you
it's a
contestant on your own game show?
Of
you watching game shows.
It's I'm watching game shows.
It's you
along
watching
with,
them. Okay.
Well, and so is anyone else who's tuned in.
Yeah. It's a watch along.
Yeah.
But yeah, I this is actually funny. Can I share this clip?
Yeah.
I actually have the clip.
You reacted to, you know what's funny? I was at the Vista. I saw a screening of Cuckoo, which is a great film. A lot of fun.
That looks fun.
Really fun. They had a Q&A with the director afterwards. And it was a pretty low-key Q&A. Everyone was just kind of sitting there. And it felt like someone almost like a 4DX, like the row of seats kind of just slightly moved a little bit as if someone bumped up against it. And I was like, these seats are pretty bolted into the ground. These shouldn't be moving like that. And I looked around and I just saw other people. I heard one person go, "Was that an earthquake?" And then nobody really reacted, but I just looked over at Sarah. I was like, "Did you feel that?" She was like,
"Did your popcorn bag shake?" Did you have a glass of water that made the little
the room barely moved, and I just went, "Whoa!" But it was fun. Nobody in the Q&A reacted. They were just kept on talking about
I didn't feel it at all at the Dodger game, unless it happened during one of the many home runs we gave up. Yeah, we got our ass spanked yesterday. Oh boy!
Speaking of plugs, Ryan plugging his fandom of the Dodgers will never.
Our cheeks were red, baby.
I did look up because the Vista has these big, beautiful lighting fixtures, almost chandelier-like.
Oh,
I did immediately look up to be like, "What? Am I underneath one of those?" Because
yes,
there's worse ways to die though than getting crushed by a giant chandelier.
Are there? Yes, I guess so.
It's definitely. I mean, that's definitely it's getting killed by something so ornate.
Honestly, you're right. That's a pretty good way to go.
As I would be bleeding out, I'd be thinking, well, novel.
It's better than
Phantom of the Opera style.
Hit by a car.
Phantom of the Opera style.
I was actually watching. Well, because of the.
Getting hit by a car, you just turn into mist, like bloody red mist.
That's not true at all. What are you talking about?
Like if you get hit by a bus, like a train.
If you get sucked into a turbine of an airplane, you turn into mist.
I wonder how hard you'd have to be hit by an object to turn into mist.
Much faster than cars go.
Yeah. What about like a bullet train?
Okay, you might get some mist there. Yeah.
Has anyone been hit by a bullet train?
Surely.
Well, anyway, here's my clip. I was streaming and watching game shows. I'll be honest, I'm not proud of how I reacted.
Yeah, you look. Maybe it was stronger up in the valley.
It certainly was.
It was, right? Because I didn't. I live pretty far south, and I didn't feel it at all.
Oh, that's probably why I didn't feel it.
I just
then.
felt like and it was interesting because I've heard people describe earthquakes like this where it's more of a wave.
Yeah, it was
You know?
it was a little shaky. But I was
you were
streaming, so I was probably, if I'm normally at a 5, I was
You're
probably at an 8.
Hey, you're a showman.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's hear.
I can't wait
let's hear
to see it.
Matt's
We have
reaction.
record of you reacting to an earthquake.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll put this in a compilation on YouTube.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dinesha.
This is the match game.
We've got gifts for
Danisha
you.
won. Wait, we're having an earthquake. We're having an earthquake. We're having a big earthquake. Massive earthquake here in Los Angeles, California. Just me just waiting for it to be over. It was long. This is a big. And then I go check on my wife, who didn't notice at all.
That's funny.
She was dancing.
Oh, well, she's moving around.
moving around.
That's funny.
Fascinating.
Anyway, you can see more of that over at twitch.tv/MeUndies.
There you go.
fucking hilarious,
There you go.
dude.
Maddie is talking.
I
That
feel
was
like
the last footage of you ever captured. On
That would be fun.
If I died watching the match game, that would. Oh my God.
while saying it's an earthquake. It's a big earthquake.
I know.
It's a big earthquake.
Well, if I did die, then I would have been right.
Yeah.
But I didn't, and nobody did, and it was just kind of like, wow, this is big.
Now that's the way to go. Die going out being right.
Yeah,
the funny thing is when I feel an
first time for
earthquake,
everything.
I never know for sure.
Well,
So I'm always on Google like, oh shoot, was it an earthquake?
Sometimes
And,
it
like,
kind of feels like a truck going by.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here at the office, actually, we have trucks go by and it feels like an earthquake.
It does
sometimes.
all the time. Yeah.
My dying words on earth. I'm gonna make sure Shane's there, and I'm gonna
You're
say,
going to make sure
I'm gonna
there?
make sure you're there by my bedside, and I'm gonna tell you to come in, and I'm gonna go. Sweaty's only used in gaming, and then I'm gonna
Oh
die,
my God.
and I will die being right, and you'll have
Oh
to
my
to respect it. You'll
What
have
if
to-
Shane went, wait, what did you say? And then you're like,
no, it's too late. Actually, dying in a panic is probably more likely.
real quick before we get into more stuff, I got to give you the last matcha
Oh,
of
we're
your
still doing
trial.
this.
It's the last one of your trial, a little nightcap.
Here you go,
And at
Ryan.
the end of the episode today, we'll do a report on your caffeine response.
I don't have a.
I have all your data. It's all qualitative.
And you wrote notes for
I have-
his response to
I have
each one?
notes.
Okay.
I also have the exact quantity of caffeine in every cup. So you'll find out.
Well, this one has
Today.
the actual
Well, I thought I would share, so you would actually know, well, how much is in there right now?
75 milligrams. It looks like, or 15, depending on.
Baby stuff.
It's 75.
75?
So I wanted you to, at least for the final trial, know how much you're getting in today.
That's
How
like
many-
five. That's 5 less than coffee, right?
It
No.
could be
Is
about
coffee
a cup of
like
coffee.
5 less than
100?
Red Bull.
By
I
the
thought
way,
coffee was 80.
I stopped this morning and got a coffee at Lazy Acres.
Oh,
New
boy.
guy behind the counter, and he was he had some great vibes. He had some wonderful words to say about our ghost hunting adventures.
Oh,
he
He
did?
said he looks forward to more of them.
So 95 is in a coffee. Your
typical.
average. So
That's an
a
8 ounce.
Yeah, but you know,
Red Bull has 111.
It does
for
give you
12
wings.
ounce.
that's
Holy
crazy.
moly.
God, that's good stuff.
Fuck, I want to get a Red Bull, dude. I'm getting
You and me both.
because the thing is, like, I actually now I figured out last matcha that Steven gave me. I don't know how these are sequentially ordered. in
You're gonna
Pop
find out.
Watcher. The last time I did this on the show, I don't know if it was last episode or the episode before that. I felt a little sick after. My stomach started to feel really bad. So I don't know. Well, how much was that one?
I'll tell you at the end of the episode today.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a little teaser. You know, that's what they call it. Showbiz, right?
I wonder if you were told that it was 75, if you'd be feeling that way about the previous one.
I don't know. But the thing is, when we did the previous one, I felt great the whole episode. I didn't start to feel bad until about an hour and a half after we got done recording. So I want to say about 2 to 3 hours later.
Yeah, it's just running out. You got to re-up.
I will say for this one,
You get a stomach ache? Do you get a stomach ache when you have caffeine?
if I have too much, yeah. By the way, for this one, I put 75 because I think I found that is the perfect cup for you. I think.
Based
I
on your
believe.
calculations.
Based on what I have determined from this trial.
Interesting. I actually did not drink coffee before this because I was saving my cup of coffee for later in the day when we shoot Puppet History. But fuck it, now I'm gonna have 2 cups of coffee today. It wasn't my
Damn,
fault. It
dude.
wasn't my fault.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're going to have a matcha and then a cup of coffee.
I'm gonna have a matcha, then I'm gonna eat lunch, and then I'm gonna have a cup of coffee, and then I'm gonna go film Puppet History.
Right.
Guys, Being your most comfortable self this fall starts from the waist down. Whether you're gearing up for weekends spent on the couch watching endless hours of football, like me,
Yeah, getting into that's your favorite thing.
or getting back into your gym routine, I'm never getting back into it because I'm always in it.
Couldn't tell.
Comfort is king, and that's why this fall I'm upgrading my underwear drawer with MeUndies. MeUndies. MeUndies has something for every guy this fall. Their micromodal fabric is breathable and comfortable, especially the ball caddy.
Oh, I'm sporting a pair right now.
A ball.
I got the whole set.
You know, if you never thought you needed a special pouch for your parts, take the hundreds of 5-star reviews as your sign that this could be your new favorite boxer brief.
MeUndies has a cut for every guy's butt. Over 10 different styles ranging from boxer briefs to jock straps to our special pouch underwear called Ball Cat
Ball caddy.
that keeps you from bat-winging ever again. Don't you hate when that happens?
It
Unintentional
Here's-
bat-wing?
my secret, I'm always batwinging.
These cuts come in over 100 different colors and prints, ranging from black to all over dinosaurs.
Oh, that's fun. And they don't just do underwear. Explore the lounge collection featuring joggers, hoodies, onesies, and more.
And here's my favorite part.
Whoa.
Not happy with your first pair of undies? Impossible. It's on MeUndies. But I promise once you put them on, you'll never want to take them off, only to wash them.
That's right. Be your most comfortable self this fall with MeUndies. Get 20% off your first order plus free shipping at MeUndies.com/watcher. That's MeUndies.com/watcher for 20% off plus free shipping. MeUndies, comfort from the outside in. I have a funny follow-up to, I think last week I was talking about how I was going to the film screening. Ryan, you were there too.
Oh, yeah.
We went to film screening for peak season.
I found out. Sorry, just to interrupt your
Yeah,
story.
what's
I
that?
found out I also got invited to that, but I just didn't check my DMs, and so I was like, damn, I want to watch this movie. And
It
then
was
like
good.
I had deleted
It was great.
Instagram like for the past 2 weeks.
It was, the movie's spectacular.
Okay, now you're killing me because I wish I was there. But
And you ghosted him, snubbed.
well, then I was so apologetic afterwards. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. I just didn't see your message. I would have come.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great time. Great screening. Movie spectacular, directed by old BuzzFeed pals Henry Lovner and Steve Cantor.
And you hosted the Q&A.
Well,
What's that?
there wasn't a Q&A,
Well,
but
I'm trying to tee him up.
So they had asked me very kindly to moderate a Q&A afterwards, and I was like, "Hey, sure, yeah, that's just so kind of you to ask. I'd love to." So I watched the movie the night before. I watched the screener to prepare for it, get some questions going, and they were like, just do a few softball questions. We'll throw it over to the audience, and I was like, okay. Then throughout the movie, I got so in my head about it. And it's very funny because again, this is going back to like when I did my little piano recital and I was in the room full of, 30 people.
Yeah.
Normally when we do live shows, there's, hundreds of people there and I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, let's do it. Let's have a good time.
yeah.
And then it's only when I'm in the room with, and this is even true of live shows we've done, like when we did it in Chicago and like a bunch of my friends were there.
Yeah.
Suddenly then I'm like, oh, there's a little bit of nerve now.
Well, you and I have been pretty good about like if we've done so many live things at this point, but before we walk on stage, if one of us is nervous, the other one will be like, "Hey, I'm a little nervous right now,"
Yeah.
which is always like, "Oh, interesting."
Yeah. Oh, where'd that come from?
And then I think saying it almost helps.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. But yeah, so then throughout this entire screening, and I had watched the movie it was great to rewatch it a second time with a room full of folks. And then the second after the credits started rolling, the fire alarms went off.
Yeah. I also looked around. Shane was nowhere in the theater. I suspect he was pulling the fire alarm out in the hallway to prevent the Q&A from happening. And he walked in as the fire alarm was going. He was like, "Oh no! Oh man!"
But I was like, "Oh, are we gonna have it?" And I also had to pee really bad, and I was like, "I'm not gonna get a chance to pee because we'll have to, I'll have to jump right into this Q&A." So everyone started evacuating, and
You did too.
I did.
Nice.
On our way out, I just stopped to the bathroom. I was like, "Fire alarms are going off. I'll take a little pee break. I'm sure everything's fine." Then we got outside, and like Henry came up to me. He was like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry." Like there was a brief moment there where we were like, maybe we're still going to do the Q&A.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then it was clear, like, all right, we're just going to go to a nearby bar and just get some drinks, and everyone's going to hang out.
It was fun.
But it was perfect because I got the the honor of being asked to do it,
Yeah.
the
Do it.
thrill of saying, yes, of course I will,
You didn't have to do it.
and then not have to do it at all. It was great. And
Sometimes
then
I-
it was great to just go to the bar afterwards and catch up with a bunch of folks we hadn't seen in a long time.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's happened to me before in times. I think that's happened to me once with an audition, and getting it because you get so nervous before those sometimes, and if it gets canceled or pushed to another day, it is you still got to do it eventually. But it is nice to be like, whew, thank God.
It is
Being
like
really
it's-
nervous for something and then like having it go away instantly.
It's very similar to when I was at Matt Rial's wedding.
Huh?
And, you know, the reception was going on. People were having a great time. Sarah and I were like really tired. And then I think Sadie and Matt were like, we're all going over to, where are
Oh
we
yeah,
gonna go?
yeah. I can't even remember.
Shortstop or
Some bar, yeah.
some bar.
Shortstop.
Is that the Dodgers bar?
Yeah, that's
over
the one that's in Dodger.
there? That's where we were going to go.
That doesn't sound right to me, but I don't remember.
That's what we were told.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know downtown
I feel
bars.
like
so I was
someone
like,
came up to us and was like, this is where we're going.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
For the,
Shortstop is
for the
fun.
after party. And Sarah and I were like, you know what? We're going to rally. We're really tired, but we're going to rally.
Yeah.
And then I think we told, you know, you or someone else, we were like, we're ready to go. And then Sadie came out and was like, oh, you know what, everybody, we're pretty pooped.
Yeah.
So good.
And we were like, okay.
Yeah, you fired yourself up, and then the facade goes away. You're like, oh, cool.
But God, is there anything better than like social plans that you commit to, even though you're like, and then they just fall through and you're like, oh no.
I guess I'm gonna play Fortnite all night.
Yeah,
instead. No. Yeah.
Oh my god, I love going to the gamers and going, plans canceled.
I'm gaming. Yeah, dude. I remember that back when I was playing Call of Duty a lot and a plan got canceled. I was like, looks like I am on tonight, boys. But going back to Shane's thing, there is something to standing on a stage in front of people you know that is far more nerve-wracking than, like, say, just performing or something like that.
For
Like-
sure.
Yeah.
Like, I remember that feeling nervous before my vows at the wedding.
Sure.
Oh, and I also remember feeling nervous when I had to present an award to Steven at the Unforgettable Gala.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you said that was because you had to do it in front of Charles Melton. Who you have a
No, it was
massive
also
crush
Charles
on.
Melton and Stephen Yoon was there. There was like people my
Yeah.
peers. I respected everyone in that room. I was like, I can't fuck this up. And it was just scary. It's very
The
scary.
irony of you searching your brain for the name of the unforgettable gala.
Oh, it's
is
pretty
very
funny. It is pretty good.
Ah.
But that was fun. But yeah, that was also nerve wracking. It's interesting. I like the nerves sometimes. They make you feel alive.
Make you strong.
They make me feel fucking alive.
What do they say in the Deer Hunter? I like the hunger, it keeps the fear up or something.
Hunger, fear, whatever. A lot of people die in that movie
There's
too.
no Deer Hunter.
It's a good movie.
I have never finished it. It's long as hell. And it is kind of boring.
I mean, I've seen scenes.
damn.
you
It's
know?
dark.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
dark. It's a dark
But
one.
it has one of the
Vietnam.
it has one of the best jukebox in a bar moments in a movie.
That's
Yeah.
early.
It's early too. It's
Yeah.
when things are still going well. And it actually like renewed my love of Can't Take My Eyes Off You, which is one of my favorite karaoke songs.
Sure.
Don't you love film?
Yeah.
I
Film's fun.
I fell asleep last night looking at a thread online of like, what's the best, like, now that's a movie.
What's the best film?
No, like that, like, what's the best, now that's a movie.
Now that's what I call a movie.
Yeah.
What would I call a movie?
Once Upon a Time
I
in
have a
Hollywood
perfect answer.
is a
Do you have a
pretty
perfect
good-
answer? I'm
No,
trying.
Once Upon a Time.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood
Yeah.
is like, now that's a movie.
The other day I was testing my TV and I put on Jaws to check it out.
That's a fucking movie.
Watched
dude.
the whole thing. I just sat down and I was like, yeah, this is a fucking movie.
Jaws is a movie.
Someone put the ending sequence. It was just a thread of all the people like just commenting, and I was just scrolling through, loving it. The ending sequence of Signs. That's very much like classic Hollywood filmmaking.
Swing away.
Swing away.
Yeah, that's a movie.
You know those shows that go on for so long they become a movie, but the movies aren't that good.
You talking about television
Entourage.
shows?
Yeah, TV shows like
Oh,
Entourage.
I see.
Oh, like
Sex
when
and
they
the
Sex and the City movie.
when they actually make movies out of them.
Yeah,
Deadwood made a movie. What else?
Sopranos.
Yeah, what is the best possible example of that? I never saw the Deadwood movie, despite loving Deadwood. I heard it was quite good, but it is just like a TV movie.
The Lizzie McGuire movie, baby.
Oh, honestly,
Honestly, pretty good.
probably the Call.
Yeah. I actually like the Rugrats movie, too.
Simpsons did one. Rugrats did one.
Simpsons one was kind of mid.
Serenity's pretty good if you like.
They should reboot Rocket
Firefly.
Power. I fucking loved Rocket Power.
Oh, I love Rocket Power.
Rocket Power was so good.
I like the first X-Files movie quite a bit.
Oh, I never saw that.
Really fun.
I wasn't a big X-Files guy.
I
I
remember
never really watched it.
I remember being at home and my mom was having a PTA meeting. So a bunch of adults were coming over to the house. And my brother and I were like, we're just going to play upstairs in our rooms, play with our toys or whatever, our Batman action figures. And my dad came upstairs and he was like, you guys want to go see the X-Files movie? And we were like, fuck yeah, dude.
Best answer is Jackass, by the way. Sorry.
I've never seen the Jackass movie.
That is a movie.
That is the number one answer.
I'd like to see those. I've never seen them.
Because those became the movies. Like they were the TV show.
Yeah.
They completely
sort of
changed.
Every single one of those was so much fun in the theater. I remember reading a Roger Ebert review, and you know how they used to put quotes on like the posters of a movie of like and the critic, I think they put his quote and it was like, "God help me, 2 thumbs up."
I mean,
I'll never forget that.
That's what's
good.
great about Roger Ebert. May he rest in peace. I love that
Rip.
guy. Well, he always judged movies based on how well they succeed at what they want to do.
Yes, that's true.
It wasn't like, does this meet my standards of like, what I think culturally, should be culturally significant or contribute to, the overall artistic value of film. He was just always like, is this movie doing what it wants to do? And is it doing it well?
It's interesting because like, I feel like if I asked like, what was the movie that got you into movies, we would have an answer. But Steven, you're not really into movies. The question for you would be like, what would be the first YouTube thing that made you want to get into YouTube? Because movies, you probably wouldn't have an answer.
I think I would have one for movies. I'm trying to think, and I always feel tended to talking about movies because I have such a limited knowledge of the field of cinema. But the answer I was going to give about the TV show that became a movie, but it's a movie, is the Pokemon movie.
Oh my God, that's a great answer.
That's a great answer too.
That was an awakening for me.
That ending destroyed
movies.
You know what may be the ultimate example of movies outpacing TV shows?
I said it's Jackass, but go ahead.
Jackass is probably
Star Trek.
Oh,
Star Trek ran for like 2 seasons.
It's pretty good.
Then was off the air for like 10 to 20 years. Then the movies came out.
Yeah,
and just
the
blew it out of the water.
original movies.
It might be one of the few cases where when TV movies back to TV.
Yeah, because someone said the TV is actually better after it. It actually went back. You're right. It actually went back.
Yeah,
to
the movies kind of had a golden age.
Yeah.
I've been, me and Sarah and my brother are watching all of the original Star Treks right now. It is very fun because I've seen most of them. There's only a couple I haven't seen, but so we're not very deep. We just watched Khan this week, which is the second one.
Yes.
I had never seen the first one before though. Really loved it.
Yeah,
it's
love it.
very slow and
I wish I was
boring.
into Star Trek because it looked cool.
You should watch the movies. They're great.
I think it goes
original
1.
movies?
The people go 1, 2,
Not the Pines.
4.
The first one is fourth.
The Voyage Home.
Right.
Audience, if you have a great example of a TV show that got a movie that ruled,
A movie that ruled.
let us know.
The people love those Downtons, though. I don't think they're. I don't know if those are making a big splash.
But those did they air in theaters?
Yeah, they released those in theaters.
Matt, what is the copyright laws on Twitch? Because maybe I should start a Twitch stream of me watching every movie for the first time.
Can't do that.
Yeah, we make a list. We should make a list for you. You should watch it all.
Steven watches all the movies chronologically.
For the first time.
Honestly,
You can't do it, right?
No, you can't do that.
But you can watch TV shows? It's kind of strange.
I can watch stuff on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Don't blow up his spot.
Oh, sorry.
Before we get, because we should probably get into some questions, but I do have like one burning question inside me because of like, this is a room full of cinephiles, except for Steven, who's
This is
a
your
budding
show.
cinephile.
This is your show. You can do whatever you want.
What movie is the movie that you haven't seen that's the most embarrassing?
Probably Godfather 2.
Oh wow!
I've seen the first one. I've seen bits of the second one.
You just named one that I consider one of my like blind spots.
Deer Hunter.
Yeah, honestly.
Deer Hunter's yours?
Probably.
That's pretty good if that's yours, because that's like a C tier kind of like.
But I'm not also.
Mine's like.
Yeah, but the cast is crazy.
I don't think anyone will be like, that's embarrassing. It needs to be one of those movies where people annoyingly are like, you haven't fucking.
But I'm also, I feel like the generation that like really idolized all the 70s, like, I'm not like beating myself up about not having seen Godfather 2. I've seen The Godfather. Yeah, it's a good movie.
That is one of the craziest ones.
I haven't seen Pulp Fiction.
Oh,
That's
good.
interesting.
It's like one of those films that you would expect to have seen if you go to like film school or something like that. And, I just haven't seen it for some reason.
Well,
and then I've actually lied about that too. I won't
that's
lie.
that. Now that
People have asked me. That's how I know it's embarrassing, because like if people are like, "You've seen Pulp Fiction, right?" And I'm like, Yeah, I've seen Pulp Fiction.
Like, yeah, the orange juice.
Yeah, there's a lady in the poster. It's Uma Thurman.
Shit.
I haven't seen Pulp Fiction. I admit it. Sure.
Sarah and I this year
Why
have
not?
we've been digging back and trying to like hit a lot of movies we haven't seen. It's been pretty fun. It's been fun to go back and
I should make a list.
been watching a lot of Friedkin. I think I talked about that on here.
You should make a list of
I haven't
10.
seen The French Connection.
I haven't seen that either.
Oh,
We should watch that.
I've seen like almost every other William Friedkin movie, but I don't think I've seen The French Connection.
When we leave the house, it's phone, wallet, keys. How's my hair look? But if you're experiencing hair loss, you may not be so confident when you step outside your door. It's time to get that confidence back and restore your hair with Hims.
That's right. With Hims, you can start seeing your hair grow back in as little as 3 to 6 months. Hims provides access to a range of hair loss treatments that work, all from the comfort of your couch.
What?
Well, now Hims makes treating hair loss simple with doctor-trusted treatment options and clinically proven ingredients like finasteride and minoxidil that can regrow hair in as little as 3 to 6 months. They offer personalized chewable, oral, spray, and serum treatment options so you can find out what works best for you.
Yes, the process is very simple and 100% online. You can also just do it on your app. I did this recently. You just answer a few questions and a medical provider will determine if treatment is right for you. And if you're prescribed, your treatment is sent straight to your door.
Wow.
Hims has hundreds of thousands of trusted subscribers, so if you feel like you're losing a part of yourself with your hair loss, get Hims and get your confidence back.
So start your free online visit today at hims.com/watcher. That's HIMS.com/watcher for your personalized hair loss treatment options. hims.com/watcher.
Results vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
Steven, have you seen The Exorcist, Steven? I would love to
I
watch
have
you watch
not.
The Exorcist.
I have not.
Speaking of Friedkin.
We also wanted to get you on some ape shit, right? We wanted to get you
Oh
on
my
some
God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Apes.
I actually went to go look into it and then I couldn't find it.
Should
so
we
I-
get Steven to watch The Exorcist?
I think we should.
I'm thinking like there's obviously Shane and I have talked about this. There's a show called Scott Aukerman
Hasn't seen a great podcast.
famously hasn't seen a lot of movies. I think if Steven hasn't seen would be a good segment for the podcast.
I
Maybe
think
not its own
so.
thing.
We should make all three of us, me, Matt, Shane, should make a list of 10 essential films that people should watch. And then
That's
if
good.
Steven hasn't seen them, we should make him watch those films. And
That's
he can
good.
give us a review on the pod.
Spy Kids 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, dude.
Transformers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You have to see Dark Side of the Moon
Oh,
twice.
you know what I haven't seen is a lot of the Fast and Furious movies.
That's okay.
That's my.
they're fine.
They're fun.
No, but they're the ones that are like everybody has seen these movies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but there's one
they're
of those
like-
movies where, like, if you imagine what it would be like, it's pretty much.
You can't really, once you've seen them all, you can't really parse which happens
No.
what when where.
Those are like,
Fair
they're
enough.
fine.
Have you seen any of the Back to the Futures or any of the Indies?
I have seen Back to the Future. Wait, there's more than one?
There's three.
Okay, I've seen one of them a long time ago. I don't remember anything.
Audience, if you have essential movies, and like real, and be real about it.
Yeah, I think so. I actually
Don't
think
get in
some
here
crap.
with like,
I'm very curious what my list would
Robot
be.
and Frank or something. You know?
What would be my list of like 10 movies everyone should see before they die? And if I was trying to be objective as I could, I wonder what it would be. I'll have to sit down and do that. I've never done that before.
We'll
Top
bring
5
it. We'll
movies
bring
to see before you die?
Would you put Citizen Kane on there?
Citizen
Yes.
Kane honks nuts.
it. No, I'd put it on there.
Citizen Kane fucking rules, man. It's so good.
I do talk to people who don't like it. but-
you say that.
No, it's great. It's one of those things where you're like, yeah, it's overrated because everybody talks about it all the time.
Hunks of Rosebud, dude.
It's a thing like, even if you put aside all the whole like, well, yeah, you know, it reinvented kind of what films were at the time.
It's really, it's still really good.
Scene by scene. It's just it's fucking great.
Have
man.
you seen it outside of school? Because I've seen it
Yes.
3 times within the
Yeah.
confines of school, but never have I sat down and been like, let's
Go
watch
back and
Citizen
rewatch
Kane.
it.
I kind of want to watch it on my own volition.
Steven, have you seen Citizen Kane?
No, I'm not. seen the movie.
2001.
A Space
Definitely
Odyssey.
not,
Would that be
no.
on your 10?
Casablanca?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you could make arguments for so many. That's why I'd
2001
be
is
curious.
on my one.
2001's good.
I saw 2001 with Shane, kinda.
Yeah, you fell asleep.
I did.
I have a friend of mine gave 2001 a 4 on Letterboxd the other day, and I was like, I don't even know.
No, I
what
think
to
it's a
do.
good film. I'd seen the movie before, to be clear. But I went to see it. I wanted to see it in cinema for the first time, like in a theater, and I had a lot of wine.
You and Mr. Tucker.
I'd had a lot of wine.
Mr. Tuck showed up with your big
The illustrate.
carafes of wine. Sarah and I were like, okay.
It's a Saturday afternoon, baby. We needed to blow off some steam after illustrating sausage.
Also, the movie had like already started. So there was no time to discuss anything. Ryan just was like, kind of walking in with his big wine. And we were like, hey, man. And then he just drank it and fell asleep. I don't think we spoke a word to you that day.
Well, I didn't speak a word to anybody that day, dude. I was just like, this is going to be funny.
It's the way to do it.
Get zooted for 2001, A Space Odyssey. You forget. There's a slow moving part of that film in the beginning. So
Yeah, most of it. There's only 40 minutes of dialogue.
yeah.
Hey, we got some mail.
We do.
Yeah.
This matcha feels good in me.
Hey.
Feels so good in me.
Oh, God.
It does. Like the way it feels in my stomach.
Oh, sorry. I talked over the song.
That's okay. Got a great call from us today.
We got a call?
Ooh.
It wasn't in the phone. We got a call.
I always enjoy a call because I could close my eyes and imagine.
Someone talking to you?
I imagine what are they doing?
Yeah.
What do they look like?
Is this what you do when I call you? I call Ryan on the pretty
He
frequently.
tries to imagine what you look like.
He's just leaning
What is
back in his
Steven
chair.
doing right now?
What's he wearing?
There is one of my friends who like sometimes throughout the day I'll imagine just him. What is he doing right now? And the more mundane the task, the more funny it is to me. He's just one of those guys.
I always like to I used to do this when I was younger, like when I would go away to college and you remember when you go to, and we'll listen to this call in just a second here, but when you first went away to college and like all your high school friends were kind of like split up, kind of explode across the map. Some people go there and it's like a big thing. You're like, oh, I'm going to miss everybody so much. I used to just always imagine like, well, it's nighttime now. Everybody who I know, everyone's just settling down to go to sleep.
Oh.
They're in their little place right now.
But there's probably one of them where if you just pictured them, it kind of makes you chuckle. Like imagining them brushing their teeth.
Almost like a children's book, like a Good Night Moon, just imagining everyone kind of like, everyone in the world is going to sleep right now.
Yeah.
It was a comforting thought for me.
There's one guy in my group who's like highly energetic. So just imagining him having to settle down, brush his teeth makes me laugh.
That's pretty funny, huh?
Washing dishes. Hey, listeners, do you like spooky stories?
I bet they do.
Well, then we have a podcast reco for you.
Oh, I'm excited to tell them all about this.
Me too. I suggest that you give a listen to the Magnus Archives, a multi-award winning horror podcast boasting Audioverse Awards, a British Fantasy Award, and a Webby honoree.
Oh, absolutely. It's a weekly horror fiction anthology podcast examining what lurks in the archives of the Magnus Institute, an organization dedicated to researching the esoteric and the weird.
That's right. Join new head archivist Jonathan Sims as he attempts to bring a seemingly neglected collection of supernatural statements up to date, converting them to audio and supplementing them with follow-up work from his small but dedicated team.
It's a wonderfully terrifying horror anthology that explores your deepest fears and builds into an epic plot.
And it's an exciting time to start listening, because after the conclusion of an epic 200-episode metaplot, the Magnus Archives has now returned with a hit sequel, The Magnus Protocol. So if you're looking for more scary stories,
and I know that you are,
then search for the Magnus Archives wherever you listen to your podcasts or visit rustyquill.com for more information.
Okay, what do we get on the phone?
Jiminy Glick on the phone here. Here we go. This one's from Rachel.
Hey, Squad Watcher fam. My name is Rachel, and I'm from Utah. My husband David and I love all of your content, and we are so excited Weird Wonderful World is back. My question, though, is if aliens exist, which I personally don't believe in because I'm a tried and true Shaniac, but if they did, and you could only show them one piece of media from Earth, what would you pick and why? Could be in movie, music, art, or TV. Thanks. Look forward to hearing from you.
Well, first off,
Great question.
You want us to talk about Kravitz again for another entire episode?
first off, thank you for watching Weird Wonderful World. That should be on YouTube, by the way, right now.
Yeah, the
It should
new
be-
season.
Should
It's
be coming
up,
out on
baby.
YouTube. And
Full season's on Watcher TV.
Full
though.
season's on
You can watch
Watcher
it there
TV.
as well.
if you want to binge that bad boy. This is a good question. I don't know what episode we're on of Weird Wonderful World, but it's up on YouTube right now. The whole season's on Watcher TV if you want to binge that bad boy. So thank you for watching that.
Thank you for watching. It's a really fun season. Now I'll say this. I want to be clear about the I mean, I guess it's. I'm unsure about the definition of a shaniac because if it's just skepticism about all things, then sure.
Oh, that's what you're going to litigate right now?
But I want to be clear that I do believe in aliens
In a very boring sense.
Sure, call it what you will. Yeah,
Like you believe in it as like like a bacteria.
The technical definition of aliens.
I believe that we as a species will probably only ever encounter something really boring. I don't doubt that within the massive, unimaginable depth of the galaxy or of the universe, the entire universe, that there are like, slightly humanoid looking things out there, or, bipedal.
Yeah, I was going to say a bipedal intelligent being walking around doing things.
Can you imagine if there's just an entire, like, it's so crazy because if like an alien saw us, right?
Yeah.
If you just showed them a naked human,
They'd be like, whoa.
and they were like, try to guess what their planet looks like. Then to see like what our planet looks like and all the weird little things we've made aesthetically, like look at this room. We've got cameras, we've got chairs. They'd be like, oh, I guess there's a lot more to them than those fleshy little blobs.
That's right.
Yeah. Like to imagine an alien
Looks just like it
society
did in Californication.
that is just as like technologically advanced and has all their own weird shit and TV. Maybe they probably wouldn't call it TV. It'd probably be like or something, but it's still neat to think about. And wouldn't it be interesting to see some kind of Venn diagram? Like, do they have like what is their entertainment? Do they have the concept of entertainment?
I don't know.
This is irrelevant in some ways, but relevant. Last night I was with my dog Theo, and
why are you laughing?
You're saying it as if like you don't hang out with your dog. You live with you, man.
Oh, that is true. I was like dinner with my
I
dog.
was with
Last night I was
my
hanging
boy
out with my
Theo,
dog,
rough, and he is an alien of sorts, but like highly intelligent species, man. This guy. So we'll play this game where I'll be like,
His little paw.
at the end of the night, he likes to sleep in our bed with us, me and Tammy's bed, but we most of the time don't let him because we want him in the crate.
Doggy don't belong on bed.
Sometimes
sometimes
we're weak.
I mean, I let Obi sleep in the bed. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't know about dogs. Are dogs, do they sleep all night?
They do.
Nice.
And so I'll say, hey, Theo, it's time to go to crate, as an indication he's going to go to bed. And what he'll do is he will then crawl up to my wife and like cuddle with her and like, and be like a very cute boy so that she will protect him from me.
Oh.
And then she'll go, okay, time to go to crate.
So
Theo.
he hates you.
Well, no, then she'll go, time to go to crate, and then
He'll crawl up to
she'll
you.
immediately flip sides and go to me and put full body weight on me.
That's very funny.
No loyalty, but also just like highly intelligent, very funny alien guy, just like, trying to do what he wants to get what he wants. And it's, I don't know, it's pretty incredible that even, these dogs are pets.
It's very funny to put yourselves in their minds and try to like, try to think about like how they perceive us and what the world is like to them.
But I'm sure there's like animals out there in the universe that are
apes. I was watching a compilation the other day of apes watching magic tricks.
That's awesome.
Oh, I
That's
love
always
those
really
videos.
fun.
It's so good.
Should we bring an ape here with Kevin?
No.
All right.
I'd love to.
We have a
with an ape.
a classroom over there.
Oh yeah, we do have
That'd
be great.
Interrogation room.
Should we bring an ape on the pod? An ape visits
with the magician.
Does he have apes?
No, that'd be good though. He should.
Why would he be the guy with the ape?
We do gotta bring the magician back so Ryan can
Please.
see it. But I don't want to be there for it because I can't stand being in a room with a magician.
Oh, you're just
why?
You mentioned you just put upon, right? You just
I feel too put upon. Like I sensed when he was switching from regular conversation into like I'm setting up the next trick, and I was like, I can't keep doing this.
See,
man.
that to me is like the lift for a roller coaster.
I'm sure you would
when you're
love
going
it.
up
Yeah.
and you're going up the hill. I'm like, oh yeah, he's getting it going, baby. I can't wait. I love it.
Sorry, you were saying apes though.
Well, let's get back to the question.
That's right.
here.
That's right.
Media that we would show.
I know exactly what my my logic would be here.
Well, it's kind of what we're talking about. I mean, not to say Steven's an alien, but you haven't seen a lot of movies that we've seen, and sometimes that can feel alien. And so we were like, well, we were just talking about the 10 movies that we would want to show Steven.
Yeah.
So it's like, what?
I am an alien.
In some ways.
Yeah.
About
I'm an alien to movies.
Yeah.
But you'd want to pick something, and they said like any movie or anything.
Yeah.
Any media, movie,
Maybe
music,
The Notebook.
TV.
Nice.
Show them the.
I think that's a great.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not, dude?
Here's the reason why. Here's my reason. Because I want them to understand the bitterness of love on Earth.
Jesus Christ.
No, I think that's good.
Well, I do. I see what you're getting at because
they're very abyss kind of like it, where they love
I would
you,
show them
wife.
the abyss.
Yeah, show them the abyss, dude.
Love you, wife.
I do think I was going to say, a movie that does sort of span the gamut of human emotion.
Yes.
And the first thing that comes to mind for me is Little Women, because I remember laughing and crying and despair. I guess I didn't feel much rage during that one. What is a movie that just really hits all the notes? You know?
My logic would be I'd show them Independence Day.
Oh, to be like,
you're fucking.
to be like,
Show them who's boss.
yeah.
Be like, you want to fuck with us? You're gonna get punched in the face by Will Smith.
Yeah,
He's gonna go. He's done it before.
Documentary.
that's
He's
good.
done it before.
What about Men in
He's
Black?
done it since.
He's done it since, exactly.
What about Men in Black? Is that
Men in Black? Any movie where we show them who's boss,
Yeah.
Because my thought is they probably can't understand our language, but they could understand pictorially what's happening, like narrative story.
It would be really funny to
Visual
show them
storytelling.
Men in Black and Independence Day, and then they like catch the Oscars, and they're like, "This guy's a menace."
yeah, dude. He's just beating the shit out of everybody. Unless aliens are just humans that live somewhere else in the galaxy,
That would be wild.
we just find out their Earth is just so much better than ours.
Multiple Earth with multiple.
Because if a human walked out of a spaceship, and I would be like, okay, then maybe I might show them the Notebook.
He's
or
like,
something.
"Hi, I'm Kevin."
Yeah, exactly. Then I'll show them like the top 10 essential movies, and then they'll be like, fuck yeah, dude.
You could kind of place though what it would be like if there was another planet that was better than ours, because we live in America, and sometimes
Yeah.
we can look at other countries and go, "Oh, that seems
Yeah,
nice."
yeah, that's true. You got some stuff figured out that we don't.
No, I would show them. Because like my thought is,
Cheers. Maybe
I'm
I'd
going
show
by
them all seasons of Cheers.
Shane had mentioned this a long time ago. Like if aliens visited us, it would not be good. They would more than likely.
That's not what they asked.
I'm just saying the
And it's
logic
probably
for
your
me.
fault because you showed them Independence.
Well, the logic is probably that they are not up to good if they come visit us anyway. So might as well throw our best punch before having to throw a punch. Because like if an intelligent life form like an alien visited Earth, they probably would not be up to.
I don't know, but also like I don't.
That's
know.
what Sagan said. So I'm gonna go with that.
But what's your answer to the question then? If you think
I think if they're hostile, no matter what, I have to show them the most hostile thing that we can before our first punch is even thrown.
so just footage of us beating the shit out of each other, like war
Oh no,
style,
the footage of us beating the shit out of them. This is what I do if anyone wants to fight me. I show them a video
of you fighting
of me
someone
fighting
else.
someone else that has been staged.
We've sent stuff to space. We've made this decision,
Voyager Golden.
and I think I'm trying to find out.
Did you guys see the story of the guy who got stuck in space for like 50 days?
That's still going on,
It's
isn't
still
it?
No, I think he landed.
Oh, he
But I think
did?
they landed.
The Boeing thing?
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
They're still up there
They are?
as of yesterday.
Oh my. Oh
Well,
wow.
I have not heard about this at all. What's going on?
Are they? Wow.
They're like, he's not stranded. Don't worry about it. But they can't come back right now.
So yes, we did. And like Shane said, the Voyager Golden project, Voyager 1 and 2. We sent out a bunch of. Speaking of Star Trek, Voyager comes back.
Yeah.
We've sent a bunch of stuff. A lot of like a human anatomy. A lot of what's it like to be us.
There's
some
like
math, some animals.
Is there any rock
It's
and
like
roll in there?
There's some. I think the Beatles are up
I think
there.
Beatles are on there. They've got some like Mozart or Beethoven on there. They've got
that's
like
good.
some DNA or like
Bach.
Yeah, what's on there? What music were you sending out into space? This is what they're hearing.
We got.
Bonk.
I don't know what some of these words are. We got Bach. We got Java kinds of flowers.
Johnny Be Good is in there.
Johnny Be Good.
That new sound you're looking for?
Oh, so they've got music from like all over the world. That's very neat.
That's fun.
No, that's good. Yeah. I'd say some
Stravinsky.
Tchaikovsky, Beethoven.
Can you imagine whose job it is to curate this list?
Some cool person.
The Olympic Committee. By the way,
Wait.
you're right, Shane. They're still stuck in space. There's 2 people on the Boeing's Starliner spacecraft who have been stuck in space for 63 days, 7 weeks longer than they
What was
initially
the
expected.
By the time they
original mission?
By the time they get back, we're all going to be apes.
Yeah, if they're in the interstellar time, like where everything's longer.
Yeah.
We sent them sounds of animals.
Oh.
Wind, rain, surf,
a wild
crickets,
dog.
frogs. You could just send them this podcast. 'Cause it's basically the same thing. Chimpanzees.
Can you imagine an alien
I like
being like, whoa, a hot new record from Earth. Let me put it on.
they have a wild dog in there and they have a tame dog. Like
That's helpful.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess
true.
that's
Look what we're
true.
capable of.
Yeah, Morse code.
It's just really funny to imagine them like being infinitely intelligent and them going, "What the fuck is this?"
I also think it's funny to imagine them putting a microphone in front of a dog and being like,
Yeah.
do dog shit. Wild dog.
Sniffing.
It's neat to imagine, what the new Voyager Golden would be. What we would put on it in this era.
Well, that's what they're
That's
asking
basically
us.
the question. You're right. Yeah.
Some chaperone.
Yeah.
I don't know what we put on.
A lot. We've sent a lot of languages of saying greetings. Hello. How are you? Hello to everybody from Earth. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I've always found that pretty neat. Pretty neat.
It'd be cool to see aliens in our lifetime.
But I agree. I think if we see them, it's not probably great.
It's probably not going to be a good thing.
It would be really, when's the last time?
I'd be terrified.
We haven't really witnessed it's a paradigm shift, And certainly, we've had a few. We've had, 9/11, big paradigm shift. That was a crazy thing that happened.
Pandemic.
I think we could all agree. Pandemic, that was great. The Trump election, that was like a weird, thing.
At least here in America.
Certainly. The pandemic, a crazy thing. So it's crazy to think what might happen in the future. Aliens visiting it, that'd really be something, huh?
I'd be fucking terrified, dude.
Yeah.
I'd be so scared.
I think as an anxious person, that would relieve a lot of my anxiety about other stuff.
It would, because that's now
true.
the only thing.
Because that happened with the pandemic.
Yeah.
It was like a threat here for to unseen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go to another cue here.
Another cue.
Yeah. All right, here we go. This is a similar thought experiment here.
I love these.
Hey guys, my name's Madison. I'm from Texas, and I just got done watching the Sausage Man episode. And my question is, if y'all had to be any food,
Oh.
like y'all had to become a food item, which item would y'all pick to live as for the rest of your life?
I have my answer right away.
Okay.
And
Thank y'all. I love y'all. Bye.
Thank you, Madison.
thanks, Madison.
It sounded like she said okay to you. That was
I know
cool.
that was crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Madison, I got my answer. Mine is going to be a fruit.
Oh.
The king of fruits.
Banana?
King of fruits.
Durian.
Oh, durian.
Yeah.
Oh, God, stinky.
Yeah, that's right.
You'd be a stinky guy.
An acquired taste, baby, and a spiky shell, so that you know not to mess with me.
I see.
I like that answer.
Yeah, but you get inside me. No, that fleshy is delicious. Yum yum.
All right. Let's see. What the hell would I be? I guess you're going with natural defense system built in, right?
That was my goal.
So you could
It
do like a
doesn't have to be
ghost
your
pepper
goals.
if you wanted to, or something like that. I'm trying to think what the
Be the
fuck
star of Hot Ones.
No, just no one want to eat me. I'm trying to think of what I would be.
I'd be a Pepsi.
Is that part of the question? Does that qualify?
Judges say it's fine.
Okay.
Maybe I'd be Coke then.
Damn.
Wow.
Similar but different.
Well, I didn't know he was going to say something equally uninteresting.
I think I might be getting back into Pepsi.
What the hell would
Okay.
I actually be?
Why Pepsi?
I don't know.
The Regal Theater.
Is that what they serve there?
Regal
They don't do
only
Coke?
serves Pepsi. It sucks. Wait, the last night when I went Pepsi sucks. Let's be real. Well, I've been going to the Vista more because it's reopened now. Great theater here in LA, and they serve RC, Royal Crown. And when we went there like a month or two ago, Sarah was like, "What is RC?" I was like, "Oh, I drank so much RC growing up." And now when we go there, she's like, "I'm excited to get a Diet RC. They're so good."
That's
And
wild.
I'm like, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
In the South, they would package RC colas and moon pies.
Oh, really?
together.
Yeah. RC they used to serve at the ballpark that I used to work at in high school. So I drank a lot of RC in my youth. You know what food you'd be, Ryan?
I'm still thinking.
He's
About
still
You don't think
thinking.
you'd be a hot dog? You'd wake up a sausage man.
Yeah, but if I was a hot dog, then I always had to worry about my bun.
If you were a hot dog, would you eat yourself?
Right.
Is it a Harry Carey?
Yeah, I'd slather myself in mustard. I'd
I
be
don't know.
delicious.
I mean, maybe I guess I'd be a popcorn kernel or maybe like a chicken tender or something like that.
Oh, like a
Oh.
chicken tender.
And people would dip
Little
me in
tendy.
ranch.
Yeah,
it feels
yeah,
so
yeah,
good
yeah.
until they ate me. Well, in this world, I guess getting
Are we being
ate
eaten?
is fun.
Uh,
Is it like Euphoria, like when toys get played with in Toy Story?
yeah, I guess you kind of have to decide what your ultimate sacrifice would be
Yeah.
and would it be worth it?
You know what? The one, I know there's like mixed reactions to those new Ghostbusters movies.
Yeah.
I liked the first one a bit. I thought the Frozen Empire one was really bad. But the funny thing that you cannot deny in those is the little Stay Puft marshmallows
Yeah.
who just want to die. Do you remember
They
that?
just wanna
Bear?
die?
I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. They just want to be like cooked and roasted, and they're just happy and like all killing themselves.
That because that's just their
I guess because
their
they're
role in
marshmallows, they
life,
just
yeah.
want to be
a goal in
roasted
life.
and eaten. So
Maybe
they're just like,
I'd be like an Eggo frozen waffle.
Like
because
Pikmin.
for most of the time of my life, I'd just be chilling in the freezer.
and then you'd be hot.
And then like the glory of like, going to
Hot
Valhalla.
There's just butter melting all over you, and then
Exactly.
like syrup.
Like my whole life is just like being in ideal conditions. I'm either frozen and chilling, or it's like now it's my time to go to heaven, and I'm gonna get put in a nice little toaster,
That sounds nice.
I like
with some
that.
syrup and butter on top of me.
That speaks to your popcorn kernel because popcorns are the ultimate like soldier food. They're like we are in an army
That's
and we are
true.
going to give someone a great time.
But getting popped feels so violent. I guess getting burned
It's
alive in a
nice.
toaster.
What if it's nice?
Yeah, like
What if that's
like,
when you come into
or,
consciousness?
like getting
when
really
you-
an explosion.
Little earthquake.
You know what? Maybe I might be a colonel actually. I can't wait to get popped. I can't wait for someone to pop me.
slather you in oil and heat you up.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Well, lovely question there, Madison. We appreciate it.
Thank you, medicine.
Thank you.
And thanks for listening. Steven, you want to let's dig into these matcha
Okay.
before we go. I want to matcha madness.
Yeah.
Let's hear the results.
All right. So quick.
Jesus Christ.
So for those of you who've been following along the podcast, many episodes ago, Ryan Bergara stated that he does not drink coffee because he has an extreme caffeine sensitivity. This is when I said to myself, I want to find out how serious is this sensitivity, and can we get him to a place where he can drink coffee and feel not so miserable on these shoots?
Be great. Be not tired. It'd be awesome. And I
So-
feel great right now.
Here is the results after 4 different trials, including today. Actually, how do you feel today?
I feel pretty good. And actually today I didn't have any food beforehand. So
And you're no hives, no
not-
pain, no stomach.
nothing yet. I definitely, my arms feel the tingly sensation they usually do.
Is that bad or good for
But
you?
do you
though?
like that?
I do like it.
He likes it.
Nice, nice. Okay.
Makes me feel alive.
So episode 36 was Ryan's first cup of matcha.
Yes.
It was 25 milligrams of caffeine.
Starting slow and low.
Slow and low.
Yeah.
And we said in the video, like, we're not going to do linear, but I ended up going linear anyway because it'd just be easier. It was easier for me to track,
Yeah.
but that was to throw you off.
Yeah.
You didn't think it was linear. 25 milligrams. And you said, I feel okay.
Okay.
You said, I feel incredibly energetic at the beginning of the episode, but became lethargic at the end at
I remember that. I remember
51
that.
minutes.
Yeah.
So it lasted
Became
in
lethargic.
51 minutes.
Oh, that one episode of the podcast where Ryan was lethargic. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
But that was also preceded by 3 giant breakfast tacos.
That's
Sure.
correct.
Yeah, those were
Yes,
doing a lot of the
from Home
lethargy
State.
work.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but no hives, and you did have a tingly sensation that subsided over the course of the episode.
Yeah.
This was very
Yeah.
thorough.
25 milligrams. Great. Episode 38, you had 50 milligrams of caffeine. So I
Double.
doubled it.
A great
Nice.
episode.
A great one of the greats.
And you said, I don't have hives. My stomach feels a little weird,
Yeah.
but I feel good. And you did say having lunch helped.
My stomach feels a little weird right now too.
You also said, I'm going to graduate to having a full, like, I think this is when you had the confidence to get coffee. Because after this, you had a cup of coffee later on.
Yeah.
You said in this episode, I'm going to graduate to having a full cup of coffee. And I noticed that you looked engaged in the podcast for the first time in a while. And I fed the same one to Shane and Matt that episode, and they said they didn't feel any different.
The stomach thing is interesting though, because certain teas do have that effect on my, like Earl Grey tea makes my stomach feel kind of weird. I'm curious if matcha itself has kind of an effect on Ryan that would be different than coffee. But I don't know.
Okay, you ready for the next one?
Yeah. What do we got?
100 milligrams. I doubled it again.
Okay,
I doubled it again to episode 40.
That one kind of fucked me up.
That was a fun episode, and we don't have the episode's not out yet, so I don't have the footage to look through. But I remember qualitatively, you went insane that episode.
Yeah,
you had a cup of coffee in the morning.
Yes,
you said, and then you had the 100 milligrams that day.
Yes.
And you could not stay on topic. Shane noted in the episode that you could not stay on topic.
All over the place. All over the place.
So you were probably pushing 150 to 200.
Yeah, dude, I was out of my mind. That was, I think, was that the episode when I texted you later? I was like, my stomach feels a little weird.
No, it wasn't actually.
Interesting.
You said, well, that one I texted you. Were you able to sleep normally that night? Because I was worried about you. That you had a cup of coffee and then and then matcha at like 3 p.m.
Yeah.
Do you remember that in that episode you were like the Jim Carrey Riddler at the end of Batman Forever when he's just stimming on the box? Remember that? We're just like sitting in his little throne.
I barely remember that episode.
It's so good. It's a good episode. If you want to go back and watch what 200 milligrams of caffeine is, Ryan, go to that episode 40. But you had no stomach issues.
No, I did not.
No hives, nothing.
But I did have a big meal before that.
You did have a big meal.
Yeah.
And your caffeine was spread out. So it was like 100 in the morning and then 100 in the afternoon.
Yes.
So that, I think, was like, if you're trying to go crazy one day, you need a lot of energy, I would say you should do that. But that's not something I would normally recommend, which is why today I went 75 milligrams.
You brought it back a bit.
The next episode, episode 41, I went to 150 milligrams.
Whoa! Okay, that explains it. That totally explains it, because that was the one when I texted you later. I was like, my stomach feels not good.
Yeah. I asked you how you were doing. You said stomach ache, but you said other than that, you were fine.
Yeah.
And you said, so whatever we did was a little more than the limit. In the episode, though, the episode's not out yet, but I had Matt pull a quote from this episode. I said, hey, what did Ryan say in this? You know what you said?
What?
You said two things. You said, one, I feel pretty damn good. And two, you said, I feel invincible.
It's been a weird journey because it's made me realize how tired I've been for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
When I had to stop drinking coffee and just like survive.
What was it? Just one day you suddenly started getting hives from caffeine, so you just
It was a
cold
month
turkey?
of just like of continually getting sick, continually getting a fever, and then on some occasions getting the hives. And then after the last instance of hives, I was like, well, it's time to go to the doctor. And then I went to the doctor and they were like, you should probably stop drinking it. They didn't give me any official. I asked them, can you give me some sort of allergy test? And they're like, well, you're not allergic, because if you were, you would have had more severe reactions and these kind of symptoms. And I was like, yeah, but I'm getting like a fever, sweating, and like getting hives. And they're like, you might just have a hypersensitivity, so you should probably just stop. And they were like, and you have an anxiety disorder? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, yeah, you should probably stop anyway.
And did they say that, or have you looked into it? Like, is it a thing that can dissipate over time, or?
I don't know. I haven't looked into that.
There's got to be some tolerance to it.
Maybe. And then I stopped for 3 years. And then the first time we did it again was on the podcast. And so now we're about like, how long ago did we start this?
That was about a month and a half ago.
Yeah, but I didn't start drinking coffee like every day
So like a week or so.
until
You've been
like-
drinking it every day now?
Well, I've been trying to not. So like I started the first day I had the cup of coffee
Puppet history.
was Puppet History. That was last week.
Yeah.
And there's been like maybe 2 or 3 days in between that I haven't had coffee, because I was like, I don't want to get dependent on this, because I do like the turbocharge feeling it gives me.
Yeah.
But I will say, when I walked in today, I did not have coffee. I did not plan on having coffee. And I was like, I'm just counting down the minutes until I could have coffee before Puppet History, because I felt so sleepy.
Do you find joy in like a little cup of coffee, like on a weekend morning? Or is it primarily utility? Because I like the taste of coffee, and
I do love the taste.
sensation of drinking a nice coffee in the morning.
The ritual of it.
The ritual of it.
A little after dinner coffee.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. It's truly, I understand why it is the biggest drug in America now because it's like if you don't have it, the difference in my mood and my even just being able to process and think is so much different than when I don't have it.
You're in the flow state. You're focused.
Yeah, the flow
Tapped
state.
in.
Yeah, I can't even imagine what editing would feel like on coffee. I feel like it'd be so amazing. Because flow state without coffee is already amazing, but with coffee, holy moly!
Yeah. No, well, here's my scientific read on this, and I'll give my final recommendation based on my trials. I would not recommend taking more than 100 milligrams of caffeine at a time per dose.
Yeah.
But if you were to do it, spread it out over a few hours. Because at 150, that's when you started having problems.
This is just a recommendation for Ryan.
For Ryan specifically.
Not
for
our
Ryan.
listeners. Steven is not a doctor.
I'm not a doctor, but just based on what I'm seeing with Ryan.
I know. You tell that to me, I'll say, yeah, I'm going to kill you.
Well, Matt, it's minimum 100 per dose.
We should do the opposite trial now. We should do Pod Watchers where you guys don't have caffeine.
I was going to suggest...
There's been a handful of them.
You drink coffee every morning though, right?
Some days I don't.
You know what I was going to suggest?
But generally, yeah. There may be 1 or 2 days a week where I don't have it in the morning. But
you do have coffee every day.
Not always, no.
Oh, really?
I have matcha every day.
I thought you said you had a cup of coffee every day and some days 2 unshoot days.
I would say, I mean, you could probably every day. I mean, there's usually 1 or 2 days a week where I might not have it. But I mean, that's pretty negligible. So
yeah. Interesting.
Y'all try and take my caffeine. This set'll look like the show from Nope. Remember at the beginning of that?
Yeah, that's it's gonna be it's very interesting what it does to my brain. I was surprised by that. It's fucking awesome though.
When the monkey kills everyone.
That's what I'm saying.
We were driving to the Dodger game yesterday, and I had my first cup of coffee of the day, and it was at like fucking 4. I was at like 5:30.
That's late.
That is very late.
And I was very sleepy at that point because I had powered through the day. And then when I had the coffee, I was just in the car hollering. I was like, oh, I love coffee. I love it. I love coffee.
Wow. Now I have heard actual like scientists recommend not drinking coffee past like 2-3 p.m. because of the half-life of caffeine. But
what do they know?
It's like 9 hours or something.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
For bedtime.
for bedtime, depending on when you want to sleep, you want to time that out.
But at a certain point, if you're cool enough,
if you're mad, if you're broken inside,
I can drink a coffee at like 11 and go to sleep immediately.
I'm generally that way though. Now it's kind of a crapshoot. Like 1 in 5 times it will keep me up. So now I generally just have decaf in the evenings if I want a nice coffee.
I think if I have the caffeine in my body and nothing is like, there's nothing else to grab onto, I can go to sleep.
Yeah.
But if I have the caffeine surging through my veins and there's something that grabs my interest, then I can jump on that train with the caffeine
look at you
juice.
Go. Yeah.
And then go, I did it. We're going.
I think that's going to do it for this episode. Steven, thank you for all your hard work and research on this front.
Yeah, this has been a fascinating
Ryan,
trial.
I think you got a bright new future ahead of you.
Oh, I can't wait.
New lease on life. Thanks for listening. If you haven't, subscribe where you get your podcast. Give us a review. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're watching us over there. And we'll see you next week, everybody. Later.
Bye-bye.